ACW is on the air. Welcome to Behind Enemy Lines. Our main event tonight is the Old Guard, the Riot City Wrestling Grand Champion, and Dean Brady truly going behind enemy lines to take on Tommy Knight and the ACW Heavyweight Champion, Downunder, Caden Cornell.
But that's not all, Angus. Also tonight we have the ACW Tag Team Championships on the line as Stoked and Broke look to go up and defend those championships against the Heat.
Wow, all that and much, much more right here tonight at ACW. ACW fans, welcome to Behind Enemy Lines. We are coming at you from the Russian Community Center on the parade at Norwood, and we are getting set for the debut here in ACW of Prince Apollo.
The Prince of the Apollo Dynasty, Prince Apollo, making his debut here tonight at ACW Behind Enemy Lines.
That's right, they call him the Gold Star. He is one of the fastest rising stars in South Australian wrestling, making his debut only a few months ago, and he's wrestled already across the state here in PWSA, in Riot City, and now here in ACW.
A very, very talented young man.
Well, Joey Triton, we saw, came up short at our last event when he challenged Kit for the vacant ACW Evolve Championship. Safe to say, Caden, he's becoming a bit of a fan favorite here around ACW, and tonight he's got his work cut out for him as he gets ready to go one-on-one against Prince Apollo.
Indeed he does. This should be a very, very interesting matchup here tonight, Angus.
That bell sounds, we are underway. Referee Alex Alexson draws the assignment for this one. Prince Apollo is about ready to get set to introduce himself to a very, very new audience. An audience who won't be familiar with him. Let's see how he goes about that, Caden.
Well, you've got to think, Prince Apollo, this is brand new territory for the young man. You've got to think a nerve's going to come into play here, especially wrestling someone of Joey Triton's caliber. This man's a 15-year veteran, Angus.
Yeah, Joey Triton's been around the block a couple of times. Former two-time ACW Evolve champion in his own right. And now works Prince Apollo onto the ropes.
Doing the smart thing here.
He forces a rope break. Prince Apollo now gingerly makes his way back into the ring. Of course, I recently saw Prince Apollo back at Riot City Wrestling's Mean Street Mayhem event. Had an awesome match there against Scorch, another up-and-comer. So, you know, he's had a very mix of opponents, from experienced to inexperienced, but I'll dare say he has never met anyone like Joey Triton.
A big kick to the gut there by Prince Apollo. Landing those left hands.
Yeah, the southpaw Prince Apollo now whips Joey Triton off the ropes. Joey Triton roundhouse spinning heel kick, and Prince Apollo to the outside, Caden.
And this is what a lot of people don't understand. For a man of Joey Triton's size, he's quite deceptively athletic.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm drawing some parallels here between the two actually, because Prince Apollo, he's not afraid to bust out the high-risk offense himself either.
Absolutely.
We may or may not see that later in this match. Joey Triton now on the outside, runs through Prince Apollo. First one back in the ring, however. Oh, and catches Triton with that back elbow.
Massive, massive back elbow there by Prince Apollo.
First cover of the match. Here we go. Kick out at one. And Joey Triton, I noticed on the footage from our last event, he just looked so despondent after losing that ACW Evolve Championship. We know how much this company, the Evolve title, means to Joey Triton, and a win here, you would think, would help get him back in contention, Kane.
Oh, absolutely. But Prince Apollo laying that boot right into Joey Triton's throat.
Prince Apollo liberally using the referee's count. He has until 5 on the ropes until he has to relinquish the hold, otherwise he'll be disqualified.
And now look, brilliant strategy here by Prince Apollo, using the rope to rake the eyes of Joey Triton there, it would seem.
Oh, Joey Triton though, he's seen that one before, fights back, shots to the midsection, and now whips Apollo off the ropes. Apollo though, look at that!
And that's what we're talking about. For a man that size, he should not be able to do that.
The athleticism to basically jump to the top rope in one fell swoop. Now has Joey Triton basement drop kick. So impressive, Caden.
Very impressed.
And this is why I talk about the prospect. Hold on, cover. Kick out at 2. The prospects of Prince Apollo. I've seen so many come through the ranks here in South Australian wrestling, but he's definitely someone that I've got my eye on.
Absolutely. You'd be a fool not to keep your eyes on this young man. But now Prince Apollo applying that deep chin lock there.
He's got to make sure that doesn't become a chokehold. Referee Alex Alexson perfectly in position to officiate that. And interesting, Apollo goes away from the submission there for a moment and now transitions into a bow and arrow, Caden.
Very effective submission maneuver there, the bow and arrow.
You can see the knee is between the shoulder blades, the arms extended backwards, the pain coming down the face of Joey Triton.
Just look at how much extension Prince Apollo's getting on Joey Triton's shoulder joints there. He might dislocate a shoulder.
Joey Triton finds his way up to his feet now. A few shots to the midsection and at one to the face for good measure. But Joey Triton looks spent, Caden. As Prince Apollo taking too much out of him.
Big atomic drop there.
Yeah, maybe not enough. Hold on, Joey Triton. We've seen this before. Short arm clothesline followed with the roll through. Beautiful.
And rolls through again.
Disorientating his opponent here. The young Prince Apollo probably has not seen this before. Joey Triton catches with the hammerlock. But look,
Goes
Apollo.
Lariat misses.
Oh!
Beautiful backbreaker there by Prince Apollo.
The combination of strength and speed here from Prince Apollo. It is a dangerous mix, Caden.
Prince Apollo follows that up with a spinning suplex. Could be over here.
Could be. Joey Triton able to kick out. And for Prince Apollo, what do you think he is after here in ACW? Because we've seen him in Riot Scene Wrestling. We've seen him cut his teeth on the Mean Street Mayhem events. What do you think Prince Apollo's goals are here in the land of the yellow?
I think Prince Apollo is just really looking to make a name for himself across South Australian wrestling as a whole.
We'll have to work a bit harder because Joey Triton, so far, looking dominant at the moment in this match. Oh, beautiful belly to belly.
Puts him down with authority. Could be over here.
Oh, not quite. 2 count. Joey Triton could have sworn that was 3. Joey Triton has been putting in the work. I've seen this man on social media. I've seen how much work he's put into training, into retooling himself, into refining the fundamentals. Could be looking to put it all away right here, right now.
Lining up for that spear. If he gets this, it's all over. But Prince Apollo.
Yeah, Wise jumping through, leapfrog, and look at that high angle back suplex. Lateral press now.
I think this is it.
Oh, but did you notice Prince Apollo did not hook a leg there, Caden?
Sometimes it just comes down to that split second of you take a minute just to breathe, get your bearings. Sometimes it'll just come down to that one split second that goes between loss and victory.
Yeah, and I think Prince Apollo might have just experienced that there. Now in the corner, what is he looking for? A spear of his own, perhaps?
Imagine beating Joey Triton with, oh my God!
Joey Triton just took him head over heels there.
Inside out, upside down.
Watch out, Prince Apollo!
And the spear!
Fear the spear from fighting Joey Triton. And that's the 3.
And what a statement made here tonight by the scumbag Joey Triton. Like you said before, Angus, a victory here tonight, you'd have to think it would put him directly back in line for a shot at that ACW Evolve Championship against Kid.
That victory is just the swing of momentum that Joey Triton needs right now. If he can string together a few more of those, Caden, I could see another title opportunity in the very, very near future for fighting Joey Triton. But let's go back now to Luke Hazard, the future Hall of Fame ring announcer.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, ACW Wrestling SA. Make sure you tag yourselves in here behind enemy lines. Keep an eye on all the upcoming news for ACW. Are you ready to kick off the next match, folks? This is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Thank you very much. And it's for the ACW Rise to Glory contract. Introducing first. Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, at our last event, we saw Corvid come out and throw down the challenge for the ACW Rise to Glory contract. He wanted Cliff actually to give it over to him, to relinquish the contract to him, because he feels that with that contract, he can really make a name for himself here in ACW. He can really bring this company and mold it into his own image, the wonder that is Corvid.
Well, you got to think that Rise to Glory contract will guarantee the holder a championship shot at any place, at any time of their choosing. Really, that's, it's just as important, if not more important, than the rest of the championships we have here.
And Corvid, he also threw out the option for Mr. Cliff to become his protege. Can you believe that? Mr. Cliff has customized his Rise to Glory contract. You can see he's got that little mini whiteboard, the rulers on it, really trying to make it his own. But don't be fooled, because Mr. Cliff, he's got a point to prove here in ACW.
Absolutely.
He's a former ACW Heavyweight Champion, of course, but with that contract, it guarantees him, like you quite rightly pointed out, another championship opportunity for any title at any point, at any time, Kaden Cornell.
Massive implications here tonight. We could see Corvid walk away with the briefcase.
And do you think if Corvid did that, perhaps he could use it even tonight? By the end of the night, Corvid, of all people, could be our new ACW Heavyweight Champion.
You just never know.
The possibilities are truly endless. And Mr. Cliff.
A somewhat warm reception here for Mr. Cliff.
Yeah, I was about to say, at our last event, Mr. Cliff came out and made the proclamation that he was the Rise to Glory contract holder and that every champion should be on notice. And I think the fans are coming around to the idea of seeing Mr. Cliff as a champion here once again in ACW.
I'm not.
You're not? You don't like the idea of heavyweight champion Mr. Cliff?
Not even in the slightest.
Here we go. Bell sounds. Second match here at Behind Enemy Lines is underway, Kaden Cornell. Mr. Cliff's just sizing up Corvid. The wonder that is Corvid. The self-proclaimed wonder, I should say.
The wonder of the world, Corvid.
Now, I know we've got Andre the Giant is the 8th wonder. China, of course, the 9th wonder. Does that make Corvid the 10th wonder of the world? Is that how that works?
Maybe go and ask him.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I have a conversation with that guy, I need Google Translate, and he speaks English.
You got to think Corvid, quite rightfully, is one of the most eccentric characters and individuals that we've seen across all of South Australian wrestling, at least in my time.
Oh, absolutely. Ever since I first met the guy, I was equal parts intrigued and also kind of disgusted by him. And Corvid has got his eyes fixated on the briefcase, which is a big no-no in this sort of matchup.
No, absolutely not. You can't allow yourself to get distracted.
All right, Mr. Cliff recentering now. Corvid ducks out of the way, and he's going back to that briefcase.
He's almost like he's in a trance there. He just can't take his eyes off the briefcase.
Caden could know what is happening here.
Mr. Cliff locking in that full Nelson. Into a big knee strike and follows through with a but
not so.
ducks down.
This man is made of liquid, I'm telling you. Corvid, there are no bones in that body. What are you doing with the briefcase, Corvid? There's a match happening.
Hang on a minute.
Does he know there's a match happening, Caden?
I don't think Corvid actually cares.
Did he not hear I rang the bell? Does Corvid know? Well, fans, we're going to have to see what happens here. The count is on. Josh Stewart is going to count both these men out. They come back to the stage here.
We're on 7.
Up to 8. 9.
Cliff better hurry up.
Corvid's back in the ring.
But both men make it back into the ring just in the nick of time.
Oh, jeez. Straight right fist finds the face of Corvid. And Corvid wants it again. Caden, what is happening here? What is Corvid's deal?
I genuinely cannot give you an answer to that, Angus. Cannot give you an answer. Corvid clearly saying, please, sir, may I have some more, sir?
Can you explain how this will assist him with his briefcase aspirations?
I have absolutely no idea, but Mr. Cliff laying down some authority here on Corvid.
Showed us why he's the vice principal. 10 punches in the corner, perhaps.
And that's the thing, a lot of people, Cliff's quite the eccentric guy himself, but people tend to look past him just because of his detention slips and the fact that he's a teacher. But Mr. Cliff's genuinely one of the most hard-hitting individuals that we have on the South Australian wrestling scene at the moment.
I would be hard-pressed to argue with that. Mr. Cliff also has had quite a lot of matches at this point in his short career, his relatively short career. This guy's wrestling pretty much every event for every company, every weekend. He has had so many reps under his belt.
Absolutely. On top of managing a full-time job as a teacher.
Yeah, and being a vice principal as well. How does he do it? It's rather remarkable. Mr. Cliff probably the smartest man on the ACW roster as well. Corvid thinking to maybe outsmart him, I'm not quite sure.
Who knows what that man's thinking.
Mr. Cliff does not oblige. Corvid now requesting Mr. Cliff to lie down. He does know this is not how that works, right?
It looks like...
Surely not. Surely Mr. Cliff is not going to relinquish his briefcase like this.
Oh, hang on!
No! Kick out at 2.
Suckered Corvid in there, playing some bit of mind games himself.
And Corvid said he needs that briefcase far more than Mr. Cliff, or rather he needs the contract inside that briefcase. Can you explain that one to me, Caden?
Stomps the foot and pulls the hair, but...
Oh, jeez. I think the happy-go-lucky Corvid has gone to bed, and
Absolutely.
the clinical Corvid, the Corvid who knows how to dissect his opponent, has awoken.
One of the most technically proficient wrestlers on the South Australian wrestling scene. And look at that very deep dragon screw leg whip there.
Yeah, if you can get past the antics, if you can get past the mind games, Corvid, like you said, so technically sound, technically proficient. Might have miscalculated here, however. Mr. Cliff is a bit too close to the ropes. Corvid, I think, realized that. Mr. Cliff able to capitalize, create some separation there.
Some space, but Cliff clearly favoring that knee there.
Yeah, I think Corvid got him quite good with that kick to the patella. It's the kneecap. Yeah, you look, Mr. Cliff quite ginger.
Sends him through to the corner. But look at that, Mr. Cliff caught himself.
Oh!
That knee just gave out, but hang on a minute.
And now
ankle lock.
Going to the ankle, this might not seem like the soundest strategy, but look at the torque on the knee there.
Absolutely.
The ankle and the knee. Corvid working his way down that leg of Mr. Cliff. Cliff rolls through though. Corvid spills to the outside. Mr. Cliff now has a chance to work on that knee, see if he can regain some strength in it. Avoids the chop block, catches Corvid. Oh, and again,
straight back to the knee from Corvid.
Corvid has come into this one with several game plans, you would have to think, Caden. And I think,
and it goes back to the ankle lock.
I think he always knew if Mr. Cliff won't lie down for you, attack the leg, attack the knee, attack the ankle.
Absolutely. If a man can't stand, he can't fight.
Mr. Cliff trying doggedly to fight through. I noticed Corvid landed quite near to the briefcase, but
he just seems to be super infatuated with this briefcase, doesn't he?
He said earlier in this match that he needs it more than Cliff. I'm not quite sure what he means by that. I mean, obviously, anyone who's anyone in this company would want the contract that lies inside that briefcase.
Oh, absolutely. It's a guaranteed championship match at any time of your choosing.
And Corvid, just look at this. Go back to the leg again. That left leg of Mr. Cliff is in so much peril here. The boot has come off, though.
Takes the boot off.
Did Mr. Cliff undo the shoelace? I think that one was a bit below the belt there, Caden.
Yeah, bit south of the border.
Corvid once again back to the outside. What's he got there? The ruler, I think?
Oh, hang on a minute.
And he's got down the briefcase as well. I mean, this would be a disqualification, I'm sure. Oh no! Tripped up. Corvid face first into that briefcase. The shoeless Mr. Cliff now. What has he got here?
This, it's all over.
There it is, the pedigree. Hooks both legs this time.
And thanks for coming, Corvid.
Well, Mr. Cliff did something I've rarely seen done, and that is defend the Rise to Glory contract. And now with that defense out of the way, Mr. Cliff has the chance now to focus on the champions here in this company.
Absolutely, and I think if you're a holder of any championship here in ACW, you've got to have eyes in the back of your head, because wherever they go, Mr. Cliff, you would think, wouldn't be too far behind.
And Mr. Cliff will want to have his eyes on a match coming up later, because we will see the ACW Tag Team Championships defended here tonight as Stoked and Broke take on the Heat. But coming up next, we've got a special singles match, and Mr. Luke Hazard is going to tell you all about it.
The following match is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
Well, the despondent Joey Graham here. He is a former #1 contender to the ACW Heavyweight title, of course, but tonight has a rather different challenge, Caden.
Yes, very, very different challenge.
He's just not feeling it, is he?
No, it's not the Joey Graham that I think most of us are used to here, but
And his opponent.
one of the hottest young upstarts in all of South Australian wrestling. This young man, Kaitoa, is looking to make a statement here.
Well,
at ACW.
This is the first time we have seen Kaitoa in ACW since his loss in this very venue to one Adam Brooks, a match that many are saying could be one of the matches of the year here in ACW. Of course, Kaitoa looking to rebound after that loss, but you'd have to think it'd be weighing a little bit on his mind, Caden Cornell.
Yeah.
And that's very reminiscent of an entrance that we see done by Adam Brooks. I think I might be a little bit on the money there with my assessment of Kaitoa.
Quite possibly.
But nevertheless, the young man, you said one of the hottest rising stars in South Australian wrestling. I'm going to say it, in all of Australian wrestling.
Absolutely.
I think in less than 5 years, everyone in the world is going to know who Kaitoa is. And we are right here on the ground floor witnessing his ascension. Joey Graham, I should say, he's got to get back in the ring. He doesn't want to do this, he says. A despondent Joey Graham. Well, he signed on to this match. So he's going to have to compete, otherwise he'll have to forfeit it. All right, here we go. The young Kaitoa against the esteemed veteran Joey Graham.
Or is it just Joey?
Well, we're going to see a match here. What are we going to see here?
The fans here tonight asking Kaitoa and Joey Graham to hug it out.
What are we going to see here? Joey thought he was going to leave for a second, but I think the encouragement here of the fans is maybe...
Oh, hang on a minute.
Maybe bringing something out of Joey.
Kaitoa gets out quick.
And this is what we've come to know from both these men. You'll see this one as a high-octane, fast-paced matchup if Joey is willing to go all the way. Oh, beautiful there by Kaitoa.
Kaitoa keeps hold.
Yeah, he does. Look at that. Rolling through, maintaining the arm bar. Joey Graham back to his feet, forcing a vertical position into the corner, Caden. And that's interesting. Just a forearm blast to the face. We wouldn't have seen that a few minutes ago.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Beautiful counter there by Kaitoa. Head scissors into the Hurricane Rana.
Beautiful head scissors takedown there by Kaitoa.
Which is Kaitoa now catches Joey Graham for the half and half.
Wow.
And this one could be academic, Caden.
Lining Joey up. Big stalling drop kick there by Kaitoa.
Yeah, did you see the amount of hang time he had on that drop kick? Now lateral press.
The vertical leap on this young man is second to none, I would say.
Yeah, I've been watching this man's career with such interest since he came onto the scene. Kaitoa has just been turning heads left, right, and center. So good to have him back here in ACW. So good to have him here against Joey. Do not blink. You will miss something in this one, I guarantee it.
Joey takes Kaitoa to the outside there, but... Nice flip over Joey there. Oh my God!
Just a gut buster there with both knees right to the sternum, Caden.
And you got to think Kaitoa, but he's got to be struggling to breathe now. Just the force of a fully grown man's knees straight into your chest and in your stomach.
And again, double leg drop across the chest and sternum. Garners a 1 count for Joey.
Let the fans still get behind Joey here.
Oh my God. Just caving in the chest of Kaitoa.
Chops for dinner.
And if Joey didn't want to fight, you'd have a hard time believing it right about now. Another gut buster.
Straight back into that gut buster.
And we've seen this now in multiple matches, just targeting a body part, Caden. It's the most efficient way to wear down your opponent.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And sometimes, look, sometimes it's game plan, sometimes it's just opportunity. And in this case, Joey found the perfect opportunity to work on the midsection of Kaitoa and using the torch rack, bending the back, putting more and more pressure on the ribs and sternum of Kaitoa.
Not even just the ribs and sternum, what about the spine?
Spine as well. Hold on, Kaitoa fighting out. He couldn't last much longer in that one, you'd have to think.
Big pump up knee there from Kaitoa.
Kaitoa popular here with the fans. Off the ropes, gets caught. Oh my God!
Look at the elevation on that German suplex there by Joey.
Just reverberating around the Russian community center here. Kaitoa.
Of course, Joey coming to us direct from Wrestle Rampage and the Wrestle Rampage dojo.
Yeah, we'll have a fair amount of Wrestle Rampage representation on the card here tonight. You'll see Leah Lovegrove coming up later, and of course Tommy Knight. But for now, Joey and Kaitoa. And that's what I'm very excited about here at ACW. We're a real melting pot of professional wrestling in South Australia. You'll see all companies represented here at ACW.
Absolutely.
And you'll love to see it. Where else will you get a chance to see Kaitoa and Joey Graham go at it like this? And right now, this is all being Joey.
But look at Joey continuing to target the chest, continuing to target the sternum.
Yeah, Kaitoa has not really had a chance to get going in this one. It's been all Joey so far.
Well, you think it's very, very smart wrestling here by Joey. I'm going to ask you this, Angus. What is Kaitoa's biggest weapon within the wrestling ring?
It's his feet. It's his ability to fly.
Exactly. So you take away a man's ability to breathe, you take away a man's ability to fly.
And this is just exactly what the doctor ordered for Joey. Abdominal stretch here, leaving Kaitoa vulnerable right in the midsection. And you got to think about this too, Caden. Joey's been around 18 or so years. He has been wrestling about as long as Kaitoa has been alive.
Yeah, of course. Kaitoa, the young man, only just turned 18 years old sometime in the last 12 months, I believe.
Yeah, it's coming up to his 19th birthday, but still. He's been wrestling since he was 17. He's been going at it almost 2 years here. And he has just been getting better and better. Look at that counter. Now setting up.
Out. But Kaitoa lands on his feet.
Thought he was going for a destroyer there. Gets caught in the back there. Too fast is Joey. Now the kitchen sink again. Right to that midsection. Oh, Spanish fly! Out of nowhere!
And look how quickly Kaitoa turned this around.
But Kaitoa can't make the cover, Caden.
Yeah, both men clearly exhausted here.
Yeah, Caden, just look at the look of agony on Kaitoa's face. Even though he was able to hit the Spanish fly, still fighting to get up to a vertical basis, but buys him some time. Now both men center of the ring, trading forearm shots. Working their way up to a vertical base now.
Kaitoa showing some clear fire here.
Yeah, Joe Graham's absorbed a lot, but that's because he can absorb it, and then he can give it himself. Oh my God, that lariat, did you hear that?
Kaitoa stays on his feet.
Oh, springboard cutter from the young man.
What a maneuver.
Kaitoa shoots the half, lateral press.
Is this going to be it?
Hooks the far leg and just the 2 count. They are now entering deep waters, Caden Cornell.
You know, Angus, this truly is a new era here for ACW. Where else, like you said before, where else in all of South Australia would we get the chance to see a young upstart like Kaitoa go against a veteran of Joey Graham's caliber?
Yeah, it gives great opportunity to wrestlers, a true melting pot, a true multi-promotional event here tonight at Behind Enemy Lines. Of course, the Riot City wrestling team of Dean Brady and Chris Basso in your main event going up against Tommy Knight and Downunder. But right now, we are being treated to this special singles match. Oh my God! Top rope, sunset flip, power bomb, and a 2 count. Only a 2 count, Caden. How did Joey kick out of that?
I have no ungodly idea. And Kaitoa, you got to think he might have some evil thoughts on his mind when it comes to his use of that top rope and his feet and his high-flying ability.
Nothing evil about it. He is just an impressive young man, and the things he can do, I have never seen done by anyone else here in South Australia. Watch this.
Should we thinking moonsault?
Could be thinking. Oh, hold on. If he can get his balance. 0.
Holy hell!
0-5-4. You've got to be kidding me. You tell me someone else in South Australia who can do that. Oh, what?
But Joey Graham, look, foot's on the rope, foot's on the rope.
I was too busy watching Alex Allison. I saw him end his count at 2. I was not paying attention to the foot, Kate, and I'm glad you pointed that out. The match continues. But you got to think after that picture perfect 0-5-4. This has to be all Kaitoa
I get
right
it,
now.
I get it. It's because of the reverse 450. That's
Yeah,
right, isn't it?
It's 450 backwards, correct.
Of course. Huge strike there to the gut there from Joey. But you got to think, how are either of these men still standing?
This has been one of the most impressive matches I've seen in quite some time. Joey Graham just turning Kaitoa.
Full throttle.
Here we go, cover. 2 count again. And frustration mounting here on Joey. Now those mounted punches. This is a far cry from the man we saw at the beginning of this match.
Absolutely, it's almost like he's just turned a full 180.
Or a 0-8-1 maybe. And no stranger to the top rope himself. Joey up on top. Oh, nobody home.
Misses the leg drop into the crucifix.
3.
And that's it. What an upset. What an upset here tonight, Angus. The young man Kaitoa gets a victory over Joey Graham.
And what a victory. Kaitoa with that crucifix at the last second, able to avoid what could have been a disaster for him with that top rope senton. The 1, the 2, the 3, Kaitoa victorious in his ACW return bout, Caden Cornell. And the fans here know they are witnessing a star on the rise.
Absolutely. Keep your eyes on this young man, Kaitoa, because like you said, Kaitoa will be a name that all of the world will know about in a few years' time.
I give it 5 years. I give it 5 years until everyone in the world knows exactly who this young man is. We are seeing him do things that have never been done here in South Australia before. We are seeing him make a name for himself here in ACW and in Riot City Wrestling. And of course, the sky is truly the limit for this young man. And from one future rising star to a current star, let's go back to Luke Hazard.
The following match is for the ACW Tag Team Championship.
Luke Hazard checking himself there.
Introducing first.
Oh dear.
Well, do not adjust your TV sets. You have not erroneously put on your copy of Zoolander. This is still ACW behind enemy lines.
I hate that movie. Bongo Sours? Did I hear that right?
Yes, Bongo Sours. The Heat cashing in their #1 contendership for the ACW Tag Team Championships. They won that impromptu 8-man tag match back at our last event. And now let me get this right. Bongo Sours, Ichiban #1 Vincent Di Maria,
Yes.
and the Midnight Delight Snacks.
You've got it all in one. But mysteriously, the Heat here tonight, without their leader, without the official ego, Matthew Hayter.
Matthew Hayter, that's right. He's a distinct entity to Matt Hayter, former ACW Heavyweight Champion, I've been told. And Bongo Sour is a distinct entity from Banjo Powers, I've also been told.
And their opponents. The ACW Tag Team Champions. The Corvid, Chase Magnum, and the fully sick Malachi Slick. They are Stoked and Broke.
And Stoked and Broke return to the scene of where they had their biggest victory to date. Yes, back here, back in February, they won the ACW Tag Team Championships, unseating the firm. And we saw they made their first successful defense against the Physicals at our last event in a really great match.
Absolutely.
Now let's see what they can do as they are set to go 2-on-2 against the Heat. Now, which members of the Heat is it going to be? We will find out.
Only time will tell.
That's what makes the Heat unpredictable. It could be Bongo Sours and Vincent Di Maria. It could be Snacks and Vincent Di Maria. And that could be the move.
They could be the move.
And I think it is going to be, as referee Josh Stewart displays the title belt, I think it's going to be Snacks and Vincent Di Maria against Stoked and Broke. Last time,
Our first championship match here tonight, the ACW Tag Team Championships on the line.
Vincent Di Maria has had quite an interesting run here in ACW. I'll get to that in a second. Bell sounds
Here we go.
underway.
But Malachi Slick, straight out of the gate, hits a beautiful running drop kick on Vincent Di Maria.
Yeah, who loses his sunglasses immediately. In Vincent Di Maria's first match here in ACW, it was in the Rise to Glory ladder match. Then it would be, not for almost 12 months later, we would see him team up with the Heat at our last event. And now here he is, challenging for the tag team titles with Snacks, the Midnight Delight.
And another big drop kick there from Malachi.
Not much delight from Snacks right now.
No, absolutely not.
And could that 8-man tag match have been a bit of a fluke for the Heat? And Malachi Slick, a real man of the people here, Caden Cornell.
Absolutely, a bum of the people.
It's funny that he's not the broke one in Stoked and Broke. I have to keep reminding myself that Chase Magnum is the broke and Malachi Slick is the stoked. And the Heat helping out Snacks on the outside right here.
The Heat trying to get together and regroup here, maybe rethink their strategy, but you know, it is quite well documented that Vincent Di Maria and Snacks have that history of tagging together and working together as a cohesive unit across the state.
They absolutely do. Bit of an up-and-coming tag team, one might argue. So perhaps the best configuration to challenge for the titles here tonight. And you've got to wonder if the Heat are victorious, would Bongo Sours and Matthew Hayter also be champions? We'd have to check that one with our general manager, I would assume.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be presumptive. Hold on, watch out. Oh, tripped up is Snacks. And watch out for the Dirt Paw Luchador.
Yeah, I think we missed the blind tag there from the Dirt Paw Luchador.
Yeah.
First cover.
Chase Magnum, the legal man. Tags back into Malachi Slick. Quick tags,
And here
Caden
we go.
Cornell.
It is Tag Team Wrestling 101. Like I've said. Oh, hang on.
There's a European uppercut from the springboard there.
Big European uppercut. Here comes Malachi with his own springboard cross body.
Lateral press.
But, you know, like I was saying before, that this was textbook Tag Team Wrestling 101. This is exactly how you become successful within Tag Team Wrestling matches. Quick tags, frequent in and out, keeping your partner fresh.
And some would say, you're predominantly known as a tag team wrestler, Caden Cornell, in your career.
One might argue with that.
So you would know more than anyone about tag team wrestling and how to get it done.
I know more than you.
Yeah, well, I'm not disputing that. 2 count. Chase Magnum just conferring with Josh Stewart, our referee. Watch Snacks now. Tag made. Here comes Ichiban #1, which I'm told Ichiban means #1, so it's a bit of a tautology, Caden. A tautology means when you say the same thing twice.
I knew that.
Here
Chase
we go.
Magnum jumps to the outside.
Springboard plancha there. Malachi Slicks directing traffic from the apron. And here comes Bongo Sowers in the ring.
What the hell's Bongo Sowers doing in here?
How do you get in here? What's he doing? Run and distraction, that's what he's doing.
But Vincent DiMaria from behind.
Yeah, just allowing Vincent DiMaria to get a cheap shot from behind. Now, Chase Magnum is all for the pickings here for the Heat.
And still with the sunglasses on.
Tag made yet again to Vincent to Snacks, I should say, the legal man. And look at this, just dismembering poor Chase Magnum here. Oh! Hard axe handle to the back. Words of encouragement from Vincent DiMaria. Snacks takes Chase Magnum back into unfriendly territory. You could say behind enemy lines if you wished, Caden Cornell.
One might say that, but Vincent DiMaria and Snacks working down Chase Magnum in their corner here.
Assist there from Snacks into the body slam from... Oh, hold on. Spoke too soon. And Vincent DiMaria not afraid to use his own partner as a weapon, Caden.
Very, very unique strategy here by the Heat.
It's paying off so far. More 2 counts. But you can't win a match on a 2 count. It has to be a 3.
Absolutely. But you got to think, what would it mean for ACW as a whole, as well as the tag team division, if the Heat were to win the tag team titles here tonight?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that would really look like because, as I mentioned, with Bongo Sowers out here and Matthew Hayter elsewhere, would the whole team be champions? Would we recognize the non-legal members also? It's a real conundrum because the way they presented it, to me at least, was that all 4 members could be tag team champions, Caden.
Well, I mean, there is this little thing called the Freebird rule. I'm not sure if you're too familiar with it, but we could very well see that rule come into play if the Heat were to become successful and win the tag team championships here tonight.
Yeah, but they can't just go out there and say that, can they? There has to be, a decision by our general manager, Nick Savage, surely. That was a hard Irish whip there.
Whip into the corner there.
Yeah, chest first, in fact. And time is ticking here up in this match, and Chase Magnum has not been able to make the tag to Malachi Slick in quite a while.
Look at that forearm there from Vincent DiMaria.
Double team Irish whip hard there into that corner.
Perfect tag team synergy here by Vincent DiMaria.
Now Bongo Sowers on the outside. I don't know if you caught that. Just laying one in on Malachi Slick. And that's the thing, having this third guy out there, just, interfering, preventing tags, distracting the referee, it pays all the dividends for the Heat.
Well, really, the Heat are just doing what they have to do. At the end of the day, wrestling is a business, right?
It is. That's true, Caden Cornell.
And when you're in a business, sometimes you have to do things that you might necessarily not want to do in order to be successful.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Banjo Powers has any problems doing what he's doing.
I mean, Bongo Sowers.
Bongo Sowers, apologies. It's just so hard to separate the two of them. Ichiban #1, Vincent DiMaria. Setting something up here. Chase Magnum's got to get out. He's got to get the tag.
Chase Magnum lands on his knees.
He floated through in that one. Now, fingertips away.
Big enziguri there from Chase Magnum.
Chase Magnum makes the tag. Referee saw it this time. Here comes Malachi Slick Here comes Snacks. Watch out, Vincent Di Maria still in the ring.
Big kick to the gut, and another one.
Malachi
Sends
Slick.
Vincent Di Maria to the outside, but Snacks with the roll-up.
Oh, new champions almost. Thrust kick now. Malachi Slick. The slick kick, there we go. His version of the axe kick, he calls it the slick kick.
But Vincent Di Maria gets in just at the last second there, Angus. Just at the last second to keep this match alive.
Great ring awareness, especially while he's wearing sunglasses at nighttime.
I'm very surprised these things have stayed on the entire time.
Oh, look at that, using his body as a weapon, and the knees from Malachi Slick. This time ducks the line. And this is patented Vincent Di Maria and Snacks. The combination, double team offense, but not enough.
Bongo Sauer's getting a little bit frustrated there on the outside.
Bongo Sauer's really acting as a cheerleader for his boys at this point.
And Vincent Di Maria gets the tag.
Foot up, using all of his limbs here is Malachi Slick. He's got to break free. Oh,
And he
there we
gets
go.
the tag into the sliced bread.
Double effective, gets the tag, gets the sliced bread, gets Chase Magnum into this one. High cross body now, cover just the two. And look who's got up on the apron here, Caden.
Bongo Sauers.
What is he doing? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. There is no reason for him to be in this ring right now. And now with Vincent Di Maria and Snacks momentarily unavailable, it looks like,
Are we going to see the sweater come off?
yeah, it looks like Stoked and Broke are going after Bongo Sauers here. The feline himself. Oh,
Step and a miss there from Snacks.
some friendly fire from the Heat. Watch out, Ichiban number
And again,
one.
all
Oh.
three members of the Heat stacked up.
What is Stoked and Broke going to do now? They've all got their sweaters over their heads. Oh, back elbow there from Chase Magnum. And now
What is going on here?
they are dazed, they are confused. They are the Heat, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm confused.
Watch out. Roll up now. Roll up the
This could
cover.
be it.
That's it. That's the three. Stoked and Broke retain.
Well, there you have it, folks. Stoked and Broke retaining the ACW Tag Team Championships here tonight after a bit of, what do we call it, some malfunction at the junction there from the Heat.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. The Heat, I think, overdoing it a little bit too much with their antics here tonight, Caden Cornell. And that one ended up costing them in the end. But I don't know if you noticed this, but which member of the Heat was it that actually got pinned? Because I don't think it was Vincent Di Maria, and I don't think it was Snacks, and I definitely think it was Bongo Sauers.
Big implications. You'd think, well, big implications are sure to come from this because, you know, Bongo Sauers wasn't even involved in the match.
I don't think Josh Stewart realized it. He saw a cover. He saw one of the Heat members have their shoulders down. And yeah, there you have it. Bongo Sauers. Well, the referee's decision is final here in ACW. Chalk that one up as a title retention, as a victory for Stoked and Broke. But we'll have to see how this one plays out, and we'll have to see how Matthew Hayter responds to this.
Absolutely, but we're going to take a quick break here as we go into intermission, but join us back soon for the second half.
We are back for the second half of ACW Behind Enemy Lines, and James Kray is coming out here for his open challenge, Caden Cornell.
Well, you got to think, after absolutely decimating Rocco Reed just a couple of weeks ago at a new era, you got to think James Kray with a definite point to prove that I'm here, I'm back, and I want my ACW Evolved Championship back where it belongs.
And it's got to sting a bit for James Kray to return to the Russian Community Center, because this is, of course, where he lost that Evolve title only a couple of months ago. And if tonight is going to go anything like a new era, then his opponent's got to look out for themselves. Because James Kray is ruthless, he is unforgiving, and he is on a war path. All right, who is it going to be?
Wow, I was not expecting this, Angus. The young upstart, fresh out of the RCW Academy, Xavier Carter.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge test for Xavier Carter, having competed in the Riot City Wrestling Mean Street Mayhem events, really starting to make a name for himself with some impressive matches. Now tonight, going against James Kray for an open challenge here at ACW. Xavier Carter, we talk about Kaitoa being young. This man is just barely 17 years old. All right, here we go. Oh, hang on, we're not done. There's another. Although this is just a one-on-one encounter, but it is an open challenge of sorts. Benny Della.
Well, the ring boy, Benny Della, also answering this open challenge, it would seem.
Well, he's missing a piece. Benny Della coming in to also answer the open challenge. Well, this is going to be very interesting, change to the dynamics of this one. Hey, look, it was an open challenge, but it didn't say how many could answer it. Caden Cornell. Now we've got Benny Della and Xavier Carter. This is not a handicap match. This is going to be a triple threat match, I would assume. Oh, and immediately James Kray laying out Benny Della.
Thanks for coming, Benny.
And here's Xavier Carter, the original man to answer the open challenge. James Kray hot off the ropes. And James Kray just hot in general.
Misses with the back elbow, but Xavier Carter comes through here.
You got to be thinking, if you're Nick Savage, you're going to watch this match. The longer it goes on, the more James Kray gets unhinged.
Absolutely.
The sooner you're going to probably want to give him another shot at that Evolve title.
Xavier Carter rolling through on that hip toss attempt.
James Kray not taking that very lightly. Of course, James Kray conspicuous by his absence in our upcoming #1 contenders match for the ACW Evolve Championship. Nice sling blade from Xavier Carter.
Absolutely.
I haven't had a chance to ask James Kray. I can only speculate as to why he's not in that match coming up a bit later. But perhaps looking to further put his statement out here. Bit of an angel's wings there from Xavier Carter. The double underhook, sit out. Cover, hooks the leg.
That'd be it.
But Benny Della using the ropes there, breaking the pin up.
Interesting strategy there from Benny Della.
He saves James Kray, saves the match. All right, now it's going to be Benny Della and Xavier Carter. Who would have thought you'd see this match?
I mean, we knew this was an open challenge, but
this is quite the open challenge. I mean, this is a... You got a guy with puzzle pieces on his attire. You got graduate from the Riot City Wrestling Academy.
I mean, as he likes to say, he's missing a piece, but
that's just because he's looking for himself. He wears that mask as a way of covering up his insecurities, as hiding his weaknesses, as making himself stronger, and it appears to be working here, Caden Cornell. Look at Benny. Oh no, I spoke too soon.
I don't even know what to say about that. Angus, but James Kray
back in here. Oh my God.
Beautiful Michinoku driver.
Yeah, once again, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out James Kray trained at the Just Tap Out, the JTO Academy in Japan by the legend Taka Michinoku.
2 recent very successful tours in the land of the rising sun for James Kray.
Oh, and there's that knee again from the vertical suplex position. Well, Benny Della convalesces
Here
in
we
the
go,
corner.
Northern Lights bomb.
We're going to see one Northern Lights bomb. But Benny Della, watch out. Roll up now. Covered by Benny Della. Kick out by James Kray. Oh, no.
Spinning back fist there from James.
James Kray landed in. And Caden Cornell, he calls this the Alec Burt special.
Alec Burt special. And that's it.
That's going to be it. Benny Della tapping out to the Alec Burt special. And James Kray victorious in his open challenge.
And very similar to last show, James Kray refusing to let go of that grip.
James Kray not going to let go. There we go. Well, James Kray, again, a man unhinged. A man who is clearly on a quest here. If you saw his backstage interviews from A New Era, he was none too pleased with Rocco Reed stepping up to him. He is looking for a challenge. He is looking for a statement victory, and he's looking to get gold back in his hands. And he just defeated two men in this match. Taps out Benny Della to the Alec Burt special.
Quite possibly the most dangerous man on the ACW roster currently, James Kray.
Hey, look, I've known James Kray for many, many years, and this is the most dangerous I have ever seen him. He is just unhinged. I mean, I'm even afraid to really talk to him backstage. But a man who I love talking to, it's Mr. Luke Hazard.
Let's hear from Benny Della, folks. The following match is a four-way match. And it is for the number one contendership to the Evolve Championship. Introducing first. Bringing the heat, it's Bongo Salad.
Well, Bongo Sowers is back after being rolled up in that Tag Team Championship match. I wonder how he's feeling about that one, Caden Cornell.
Why don't you go ask him?
Well, I don't think I have to. I think his body language tells the story. He's a bit discombobulated, I think. His feline fine, though, is Bongo Sowers.
Do we really know what the difference is between Bongo Sowers and Banjo Powers? Has anybody worked that out yet?
I'm just learning about this now for the first time.
Introducing next.
Oh, yes.
It is happening from the Netherlands end. It's Hugh Beauty.
And I'm glad I'm dressed as Richie Beno for this one, because Hugh Beauty is coming out, one of my personal favorites. He's got the cricket get-up. He's got the cricket-themed moves. This guy is just here for fun, for sportsmanship. He is a good sport, a best and fairest. He is Hugh Beauty.
He looks like an idiot to me.
An idiot. This is one of the greatest fast bowlers in professional wrestling history. And you should see him when he's trying to bowl a bit of off spin. Not bad either, not too shabby. I saw him in the nets earlier today. A true all-rounder, Hugh Beauty.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this is Hugh Beauty's first appearance here at ACW. Would that be correct?
That is absolutely correct. And this is the first appearance for this man.
Hails from Canada, making his debut in ACW. He's the Canadian Collider,
Gyro, the Canadian Collider, Caden Cornell.
Coming out with that Toronto Maple Leafs jersey.
And you can see how well worn it is just from the fabric on the front. This man allegedly has wrestled all across Canada in the Canadian Independence. I was talking to him backstage. He told me that he once wrestled Kenny Omega in the Canadian Independence.
Yeah, wow.
I'm going to have to fact check that one. I have no sources for it. But Gyro making his way here to Adelaide, making his way to the Russian Community Center, making his way to ACW, and potentially making his way to the #1 contendership for the ACW Evolve title.
And finally,
Well, now this is interesting, Caden Cornell, because we have the RCW Emerald Crown holder. We have Zach Sabbath vying to potentially become the ACW Evolve Champion. Tell me a little bit about this. What's your take on this?
Well, I guess, Zach Sabbath's history in ACW here quite well documented. Zach Sabbath being a former ACW Heavyweight Champion, but if Zach Sabbath was able to go on and potentially capture the ACW Evolve Championship, I would believe this would be the first time in the history of either companies that one person has held both the Emerald Crown and the Evolve Championship.
You would be 100% correct. Maybe I should start calling you the historian, Caden Cornell, but I don't think so. Zach Sabbath, yes, former ACW Heavyweight Champion. This guy wins gold wherever he goes. One of the most decorated, one of the most tenured wrestlers in all of South Australia.
A bona fide future Hall of Famer, that's for sure.
Oh yes, if Luke Hazard is a soon-to-be Hall of Famer, I would say Zach Sabbath is not too far behind him. Fans resoundingly here on the side of Hugh Beauty. Bongo Sowers getting up close and personal with Josh Stewart there.
And here we go, fatal four-way action underway here.
Yeah, the Evolve title, #1 contendership is on the line. Of course, the new Evolve champion, Kit, will be watching this one very closely because whoever wins this is coming for him and coming for his title, Caden Cornell.
Absolutely, and Kit putting out a video message to us earlier this week saying, you know what? I've won the championship. I'll come back when you find me someone worthy to fight.
Well, I would argue that all 4 members of this match would be worthy. I don't know much about Gyro. He's a unknown to me. I've really tried searching him on the archives. I've gone back through the Canadian indies, the results that there are published on the internet. I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time finding anything about Gyro.
Looks like everyone in this ring's having a hard time right now with this 4-way test of strength.
This 4-way Greco-Roman knuckle lock. What is this achieving exactly, Caden Cornell? Other than to amuse me. And now we've got Hugh Beauty and Bongo Sowers in one corner. We've got Zach Sabbath and Gyro in the other corner. It's fun to say. It's a fun name to say. I'll say that much.
A double whip off the corner here, but we go loop-de-loop.
Do-si-do. And Bongo Sowers has lost his glasses. That's going to get really hard to get used to.
It's a tough one to remember, isn't it?
So close.
Bongo Sowers.
And now a little bit of a truce here between Zach Sabbath and Hugh Beauty. Of course, 4-way matches, really everyone for themselves, but we're going to see some strange alliances here. And a lockup.
Big, strong lockup there. And
I just want to point out, right in front of us, Bongo Sowers just using the ring post as a cat scratch pole. And Zach Sabbath, look at this athleticism on display here and technical prowess. And watch out for Gyro. Oh no, Gyro maybe should watch out for the canvas because he just ate it face first.
I mean, that's why they call it high risk and high reward, Angus. Sometimes it pays off and sometimes, well, you eat a face full of canvas.
Yeah, I'm going to call that one high risk, low reward that time because the only thing Gyro got was a face full of canvas. And there's a little bit of twitching going on there. I think he might be out of it, Caden.
But still seeing this alliance from Hugh Beauty and Bongo Sowers with a scratch right to the back of Zach Sabbath.
Makes sense. We saw him sharpening his claws just before on the turnbuckle post. Extra effective right about now. Maybe there's some strategy here with Bongo. You got to think he's going to try and redeem himself after basically causing his team to lose in that tag team title match earlier tonight.
And a shining wizard straight to the back of the head of Bongo Sowers.
Flying forearm there from Jiro, the Canadian Collider.
Canadian Collider, hey?
That's exactly what, that's his nickname apparently.
Hugh Beauty now sent to the outside, but
Bret Hart called this man one of the great rising stars of the Canadian independent scene. Let's see if this alleged quote will turn out to be accurate. Oh, watch Jiro, watch Jiro.
Gonna fly, wait.
Jiro building up a head of steam here. Oh. Okay, maybe he's not quite mastered the tope suicida just yet.
Maybe not.
Maybe he skipped those classes when he was in Canada. And watch Bongo. Bongo with an opportunity here. Now Bongo off the ropes. Here we go, and rolls through and
puts the glasses back on and.
What is this? Don't these men know what they're fighting for? The prestige to become the #1 contender for the Evolve Championship.
Zach puts the glasses on himself, and we're going to see a big powerbomb here.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
To the outside. Talk about colliding. Bongo just colliding with Hugh Beauty and Jiro.
And you got to remember, Zach Sabbath is not a small man, so that would have been at least 10 feet in the air that Bongo Sowers fell.
Every bit of it, Caden. Every bit of it. Watch out for the Dark King now. Zach Sabbath, tope caught heel low. And there is not much space there, ladies and gentlemen, between where the ring ends and where the barricade starts.
Absolutely not.
Just throwing caution to the wind, Caden.
You know, I was saying before, sometimes you call it high risk, high reward. I definitely call that a reward.
Oh yeah, just flattening, getting a 3-for-1 essentially.
Zach Sabbath, the only one standing here.
And now Jiro, the most mysterious man in this match. Lateral press, cover, hooks the legs, and a kick out at 2. Zach Sabbath has a great opportunity now in this 4-way match. He's really isolated one man, Caden, which is optimal strategy in these sorts of matchups.
Absolutely. You know, I've never ever actually wrestled a fatal 4-way match ever in my career, but you got to think #1 strategy would be to isolate one opponent, keep everybody else out.
Zach Sabbath, I'm sure, has been in more than everyone else combined. There's over 20-year veteran Zach Sabbath. Watch out for Jiro, however. Gets caught on the shoulders this time and lands on his feet. Okay, I'm really starting to be quite impressed here by Jiro. This guy is full of speed, full of surprises, and so is Bongo Sowers.
Bongo Sowers pulling on the hair of Zach Sabbath.
Hey, look, if it works, it works, right?
And a big pump kick there by Jiro. Gyro.
And this also works, ganging up on one man. Hugh Beauty, though, we saw he had that alliance earlier on with Zach Sabbath coming in to save his man. Is that wise, though? Is it just because Hugh Beauty is such a good sport? He is the best in Ferris. When he makes an alliance with someone, he has their back.
Jiro goes up for a scoop slam.
Hold on, what's Banjo doing?
Bongo?
Sorry. Bongo drops the elbow. We can still call it an elbow, right?
We call it a bongo drop.
And there's a leg drop from Jiro. Jiro, honorary Heat member at the moment. Canadian Collider, really not making any friends here in ACW right now.
How long is the flight from Canada? Any idea?
Yeah, usually you have to have a stopover at least, maybe once at LAX, once at Brisbane, maybe.
Hugh Beauty misses the splash there.
You're looking at a easy 28+ hour travel day. All right, teamwork here from Jiro, and Bongo Sowers doesn't pay off though.
Eats the boot from Bongo Sowers.
And watch Hugh Beauty, watch this grade cricketer. He's gonna whip it out. Actually, he's better than a grade cricketer. He's first class. As he gets the kookaburra out, he shines it up and he looks for and finds the perfect line and length. That was a peach, but Zach Sabbath not giving it.
We're going to see one from Zach Sabbath as well.
What's he going to bowl? A bit of right arm, off spin, no. Oh, uses the sweater. It's pretty effective.
Big chop there from Zach Sabbath.
Pretty effective.
And just says, how's that?
Oh, and just like Billy Bowden, the crooked finger comes up. But the match continues. The match continues now.
Quick roll up there from Zach Sabbath. Bongo Sowers now sent to the outside, and UB with a roll up of his own.
Zach Sabbath able to kick out. Watch Giro. Collision here from the Canadian Collider.
Some more malfunction at the junction there. That short-lived alliance between Hugh Beauty and Zach Sabbath there. But speaking of alliances, you've got to think, does Zach Sabbath, is his head currently in the game where it should be right now, knowing that his Kings of Ruin partner, Miki Fortune, is scheduled to fight later on here this evening?
Yeah, things are really breaking down in Kings of Ruin. This must be a nice distraction for Zach Sabbath right now. Watch out, Canadian Destroyer!
My God.
Never has the term Canadian Destroyer been more apt. And that one is a boundary. That goes for 4. And that one would probably go for 6. Lariat to the back of the head. It's breaking down now in this 4-way match. Watch out, Bongo. Watch out,
Oh no,
Bongo.
Vile Driver!
Bongo Sowers eats a Vile Driver. No one there to
it.
break it up.
Ball game. And we have a new number 1 contender, Angus. We now know Zach Sabbath. Well, as I was saying before I got cut off, thank you to Luke Hazard for the formal announcement, but now we know Zach Sabbath, number 1 contender for the ACW Evolve Championship, Angus.
Yeah, this is truly groundbreaking. The RCW Emerald Crown holder has a chance to go on and become the ACW Evolve Champion. This has never happened before in the history of Riot City, in the history of Adelaide Championship Wrestling. We are entering unknown territories, and Kit, he better have his wits about him because he is about to meet the toughest challenge of his career.
Absolutely. You got to think Kit would have had to have been watching this one very, very closely.
And we're going to watch very closely as our colleague Luke Hazard makes his way back to the ring as we get ready to continue with Behind Enemy Lines.
The following match is a singles match scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first.
The super.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Hey.
We couldn't even get started.
No, the superfan Leah Lovegrove just getting jumped by the Huntress, Miki Fortune.
And here we go, officially underway here. Miki Fortune landing those big forearms to a very dazed and confused Leah Lovegrove
Now, what is this for Miki Fortune? I understand that Miki Fortune and Leah Lovegrove lost to Axe Massacre and Izzy Shaw at our last event, but is this really deserved? Miki Fortune taking it out on Leah Lovegrove, who made an honest mistake in that match, Kaden.
Hang on a minute. I'll get back to that in a second, but Leah Lovegrove landing these chops here, but doesn't seem to have any effect on the Huntress.
Oh, that had an effect, though. And so did that. Yeah, Miki Fortune just irate here in ACW. We've seen it in Riot City as well. We've seen the displeasure she's had with even her own friends. I think Miki Fortune just
Oh, look at that!
at a crossroads, at a junction point in her career, and just letting frustration out to friend or foe, Kaden.
And I really don't blame Miki Fortune for this.
Yeah, really? Come on, justify
Really,
it.
genuinely I don't.
Please try and justify her behavior, because we saw in Riot City that Mike Boomer has taken a leave of absence. We see coming up a key to the city, Miki Fortune going one-on-one against Havoc. And now we see right here, Miki Fortune taking it to Leah Lovegrove. Where is this coming from? Where is this anger coming from with inside Miki Fortune?
Lights up Leah Lovegrove there with a running STO. That's a Miki Fortune special for those of you playing at home.
You still haven't justified her behavior, Kaden.
What behavior?
what we're seeing right now, just jumping Leah Lovegrove.
Miki Fortune is doing exactly what she feels like she needs to do to get the job done. I've said this time and time again, Angus. It's not how you win. At the end of the day, how you win does not matter. It is getting the job done and getting a victory is all that matters.
Yeah, I understand that, but to go after someone like Leah Lovegrove, someone who actually had the back of Miki Fortune at our last event. I mean, Miki Fortune could have set her sights on Izzy Shaw. She could have gone after Axe Massacre, but she chose Leah Lovegrove.
I would take this as a little bit of tough love from Miki Fortune to Leah Lovegrove from where I'm standing.
Yeah, tough love. Is that what she's doing to Havoc? Is that what she's doing to Mike Boomer and Zach Sabbath?
Absolutely. Big lariat there through the ropes by Miki Fortune. Now climbing to the top.
The Huntress in her second ever match here in ACW. Going up top. Hey, it was a hell of a tag team match back at a new era. And I thought Miki Fortune and Leah Lovegrove gelled extremely well, but not well enough to get the win.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, there we go, Meteora. Double
Big
knees.
Meteora.
Double
Big
knees.
Meteora there. Miki Fortune, this might be out here.
Kick out at one.
Apparently not.
Senior official Alex Alexson verifying that one. And watch Leah now. She's trying to fight through. Bounces off the ropes. Ducks the line. Counters with an Irish whip this time, Caden. Flapjack.
Big flapjack there from Leah Lovegrove. And you got to think how difficult this actually must be for Leah Lovegrove to have this match. Because, Leah Lovegrove has come out publicly and said that, she at one point she saw Miki Fortune as her idol, as her hero.
Well, absolutely she did. This is not the first time these two have actually faced off. In fact, from my research, this is the first time that two competitors have faced off against each other in Riot City, in PWSA,
check,
in Wrestle Rampage,
check,
and now in ACW. I could not find evidence that any other competitors have made the history that these two have. Truly a multi-promotional rivalry they've had over the years, but also a friendship until recently.
Miki using the rope there to her advantage. And even just look at the look in Leah Lovegrove's eyes right now. Generally when we see Leah Lovegrove come out here, she's generally very happy, go lucky, just wants to have a bit of fun and entertain the fans, but it's almost a look of determination and anger and frustration, and comes off with a huge drop kick off the top rope.
Yeah, that missile drop kick found its mark. That's exactly the move that Leah Lovegrove accidentally hit on Miki Fortune at our last event.
But look, Leah Lovegrove unable to capitalize on said big drop kick because Miki Fortune rolling to the outside, doing the smart thing.
Well, was that her momentum, or did Miki Fortune actively roll to the outside? I couldn't quite tell from my vantage point here, Caden. I wouldn't be surprised if Miki Fortune just knew to create that distance separation, get some recovery, and look!
Catches the kick.
Pays off. Oh, jeez!
Did you hear the thud?
Yeah, and this is just a hard floor here at the Russian Community Center. Hard timber floor. Nothing's going to protect you from that. Miki rolls her fallen opponent into the ring. This could be all over now. Hooks the inside leg and kick out from Leah Lovegrove. Now, how is Miki going to continue? Yes, just as I thought. Just look at these brutal fists she's throwing at Leah Lovegrove.
Well, you've got to think there's clearly some frustrations building in here for Miki Fortune.
Well, she wants to put this one away, but I think...
Did we just see Miki Fortune spit in the face of Leah Lovegrove?
Yeah, I think we saw it the other way around. To be honest, I think Miki Fortune is just taking liberties now.
Now Miki going up top again.
Taking her time, though. Look at that. Took too long to go up top. Should have continued the ground assault, perhaps, Caden.
Leah landing those forearms like a woman possessed, and now with some big clubs to the back.
Well, there's so much that Leah Lovegrove needs to get off her chest. So much she needs to prove here tonight to Miki Fortune. She needs to prove that she can hang with her. She needs to prove she's good enough. She needs to prove that she wasn't the weak link of that tag team match that we saw back at a new era.
Now both women, and look! Miki Fortune almost raking the eyes there and sends Leah Lovegrove flying off the top.
And this is the thing, I don't mind if Miki Fortune is going to be more aggressive, but those cheap tactics like that are uncalled for. Mayari, there it is, the double foot stomp. Mayari finds his mark, and that's the 3.
Thanks for coming, Leah Lovegrove.
Just a dominant performance here tonight by Miki Fortune, proving why she is really climbing to the top of the women's division here at Adelaide Championship Wrestling.
And
now,
Leah Lovegrove's not done yet.
what is that? What is that about?
Well, Miki Fortune, I should say, not done yet.
Yeah, Miki Fortune just continuing the assault afterwards. And I'm not sure what this attitude is from Miki Fortune. I'm not sure what can be done to get her to calm down, to get her to see reason, because what we just saw from Miki Fortune tonight is not acceptable, in my opinion.
Well, maybe that's one person's opinion. Personally, I have no problem with it, just like I don't have a problem with our friend about to get into the ring, Mr. Luke Hazard.
Have you enjoyed yourselves tonight, folks? Have you got a little bit left in you? Are you ready for your main event?
I think they're ready, Angus.
Oh, yeah.
The match is a tag team match scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first.
All right, it is time to see Riot City Wrestling go behind enemy lines here as the representatives from the Old Guard get ready to make their way out to the ring.
Coming into the ring by Violet Chris. First, he's the chaplain of the Old Guard, the muscly mercenary, Dean Brady. And his partner, he is the engineer. He is the Riot City Wrestling Grand Champion. He is world class, Chris Basso. Together, they are the Old Guard.
Well, this truly is a dream matchup if there ever was one. We've got the Old Guard, we've got the Riot City Wrestling Grand Champion, Chris Basso and Dean Brady, along with Violet Blitz, going up tonight against Downunder, the ACW Heavyweight Champion, and of course Wrestle Rampage's Tommy Knight. This all stems back from our last event, of course, where Tommy Knight and Downunder ended in a no contest after Dean Brady interfered in the match. And of course, Chris Basso came out to exact some revenge on Downunder, which then in turn backfired as Downunder and Tommy Knight worked together to get rid of the Old Guard and set up this match here tonight.
This truly is a match for the ages, Angus. We've got the Old Guard, we have Tommy Knight, we have the ACW Heavyweight Champion Downunder, and everyone is just going to butt heads, and I'm all here for it.
What more could you want from professional wrestling?
Introducing first, weighing this afternoon at 301 pounds, he's the last heavyweight. Give it up for Tommy Knight.
And Tommy Knight is helping Downunder out for one reason. He wants another shot at the ACW Heavyweight title. He wants to become the #1 contender again. He wants to do it once more and have a fair one-on-one fight, because in his mind, he can beat Downunder.
And his partner.
And here comes the champ.
Well, Downunder's quest to become a fighting, dominant ACW Heavyweight Champion has been put on the back burner as he deals now with the Old Guard, with the invasion of Chris Basso and Dean Brady here into Adelaide Championship Wrestling. He is looking to prove that he is the top champion in all of South Australia, and tonight, a victory over the RCW Grand Champion, Caden Cornell, could prove just that.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a very first here in ACW. You know, we're seeing the RCW Grand Champion compete inside an ACW ring for the very first time ever.
And what a way to do this. What a way to have history be made here. Could you think of a more perfect tag team match?
I'll get back to you on that.
So much history, so much unfinished business. You feel like the next chapter in ACW is just about to be written here. And Downunder really fighting for the future of this company.
There's a reason why we're calling this the new era, Angus.
The stakes are extremely high. There is no title on the line, but really the bragging rights and the way if you could get a victory over the opposing champion. Think about what that would do for the landscape of professional wrestling here in South Australia.
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't have put it better myself, Angus. And the old guard just handing their entrance gear to a young gentleman.
Yeah, I see this a lot with Chris Basso. I see him take liberties with our staff here, with our ring boys, with our referees, with us sometimes even.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to stop him?
Well, I'm not going to stop him. I just wish he wouldn't do it. I got no problem admitting Chris Basso is one of the best, but just his attitude really
arguably the best wrestler that South Australia has ever produced. World-class Chris Basso.
Well, just look at who he's trained. Rhea Ripley, Zaria, Bronson Reed. The list goes on.
And you can just feel this big fight energy here tonight.
Chris Basso making us wait here. Is he ready?
And here we go. Main event time.
Main event in the true definition. This is a box office match. This is a match that sold out the Russian Community Center here tonight. We've seen so much talent.
But you know, we talk about Chris Basso and the old guard being some of the most dangerous individuals all throughout South Australian wrestling at the moment. But Downunder is no spring chicken himself. Downunder is, not sure if that was the right terminology to use, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, Downunder has had some of the most brutal matches I've ever seen. He's had some bloody I quit matches, hardcore, no holds barred. I mean, even just a straight up singles match against Tommy Knight we saw at our last event. They fought all over the Estonian Hall. It was
absolutely
hellacious. I remember Downunder when he was the ACW Evolve champion, defended that title in a no-holds-barred hardcore match at Tumby Bay. That was a brutal match.
Absolutely.
So this guy can fight with the best of them.
Chris Basso here with this beautiful, beautiful leg lock. Handstand there by Downunder. Gets to his feet and he goes straight back into that headlock.
And Chris Basso has been the RCW Grand Champion for a full 12 months, Caden Cornell. Now think about that. 12 months of holding on, defending that champion, taking on all comers. Who could stop this man? So far, we haven't seen anyone who's been able to do it.
Only time will tell.
And don't even get me started about Dean Brady on the outside there, the muscle mercenary.
Coming off a very, very hellacious match against the Jurassic Punk, Sid Parker, in what you and I both described last show as a possible match of the year candidate.
Oh, everyone's been raving about that match. Once it was posted up online, I saw so many accounts retweeting that match, sharing that match. It really did make waves across the scene. And now, wait a second. Is Chris Basso, is he signaling to tag in Tommy Knight? Is this right? Oh my God.
And here comes Tommy Knight.
I just want you to think about this for a moment. Tommy Knight has represented the apex of Wrestle Rampage for so many years now. And Chris Basso has represented the apex of Riot City Wrestling. This is unbelievable. This is history right here. Basso side headlock applied. Tommy Knight fights out. Chris Basso goes down.
You got to think, for Chris Basso, that would have been like running into a brick wall. Look at the size of this man.
This match could only ever happen in ACW. And now Dean Brady tags.
Okay, look at the size of these two men right now. Now this, what I tell you right now, Angus, this is a match that I would love to see in the future.
Oh, a singles match with these two would just be an absolute dream for us to watch, for us to call. Who knows? There's a very distinct possibility it could happen. And now watch Tommy Knight side headlock again. This time Dean Brady tries to fight out. His strength of Dean Brady, and actually gets the waist lock this time. Tommy Knight able to put into a top wrist lock, almost a key lock there.
Very, very vicious top wrist lock, and also, like you said, almost modified top wrist lock key lock.
Yeah, Dean Brady trying to fight through. And look at the strength of Dean Brady to actually try and separate his arms. Rolls through, slides through, I should say. Gets a hammerlock there.
Let's just say there's a reason why that Dean Brady is called the Muscle Mercenary. It's not just a fancy nickname.
Pound for pound, the strongest man I have seen in all my years here in South Australian wrestling. Tommy Knight absolutely is a contender on that list too. Who knows? We could be looking at 1A, 1B here when it comes to strength in this state.
Goes straight back into that hammerlock, but Tommy Knight sends him down with a snap there, and
yeah, went for that low sliding lariat. Dean Brady able to avoid it. Catches Tommy Knight with a trip up there. Out of the way goes Tommy Knight as well, and a standoff between these two. These two are so evenly matched, Kate and Cornell.
Absolutely. It's got to be like wrestling yourself.
Downunder makes the tag back in, though. I was really, really enjoying that. But now, the Outback legend, the ACW Heavyweight Champion, he's in the ring. Flips off Chris Basso, hits that leg drop.
And a kick out just at one there from Dean Brady.
I'm noticing as well, so far she hasn't been involved, but Violet Blitz, fellow Old Guard member, on the outside. We saw Bongo Sowers getting involved earlier. Just don't be surprised if Violet Blitz makes her presence felt in this one. Dean Brady able to reverse the Irish whip, and just look at that. I spoke too soon and it happened. Violet Blitz tripping up down under and allowing Dean Brady to get that lariat in.
And good on Chris Basso for standing up for his teammate. Job well done, Mr. Basso.
What are you talking about? Violet Blitz clearly interfered there. I saw it as clear as the nose on your face. Don't forget, this team of Chris Basso and Dean Brady, former Riot City Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Absolutely, as members of the Old Guard.
They've been teaming together for quite some time, almost, actually over 2 years. The Old Guard has been in formation. Dean Brady joining in December of 2023. Oh! Look at this. Combination offense here from Downunder. Chris Basso able to counter through. Downunder catches Basso. Oh, did you see that? Downunder caught up on the top rope there. And Chris Basso capitalizes.
What a brutal, brutal kick there from the engineer. And look, Violet Blitz getting involved again.
Wait. Did the referee not see that? Hold on. What is going on here? How did Chris Basso redirect the referee? How does Josh Stewart not see what's clearly going on the outside? That is questionable officiating there.
Well, we always leave it up to the referee's discretion, but
surely he could have heard Violet Blitz, seen what she was doing. Nevertheless, kick out at 2 from Downunder.
Nevertheless, this match will continue.
Yeah, that it will. Downunder now sent hard into the corner of the Old Guard, tag made.
Now we're about to watch the Old Guard go to work.
This is what they do best. Again, we spoke about this in the Stoked and Broke heat match earlier, but isolating one opponent, cutting the ring off, expert tag team wrestling.
Absolutely. This is really the personification of what happens when you bring two, no pun intended, world-class athletes together and you focus on one common goal. You create an unbeatable machine that cannot be stopped. And that's what we're seeing here right now, Angus.
And Dean Brady's really hammering it home down under now. He's got to be aware of the referee's count there. We would hate to see this one end in disqualification. Such a hotly anticipated tag team match, which has what has been a hot night of professional wrestling action.
Absolutely. We've seen Stoked and Broke retaining the ACW Tag Team Championships earlier on here tonight. James Kray absolutely demolishing Benny Della and Xavier Carter in his open challenge.
Yeah, we saw Mr. Cliff retain that Rise to Glory contract. So far has not used it tonight. Don't forget that the ACW Heavyweight Champion is in the ring right now. They're looking a bit prone as Chris Basso goes to work. And of course, I should point out that the Rise to Glory contract can only be used on ACW championships.
Yeah,
so
very, very important.
Chris Basso doesn't need to have eyes on the back of his head, doesn't need to worry about Mr. Cliff cashing in on his RCW Grand Championship. I feel like that distinction needs to be made. And Down Under now has been...
Look at this. This is textbook work by Mr. Chris Basso, using every part of the ring as a weapon and to his advantage.
Well, Down Under now has borne the brunt of most of the Old Guard's offense up to this point. He really needs to find his way into his corner, and Chris Basso is not making that easy for it.
Speaking of corners, Down Under sent shoulder first right into that corner turnbuckle there.
Chris Basso lining up Down Under now for a knee strike, I think, but Down Under catches him with that back elbow. Staggering the world-class Chris Basso.
Gets both boots up again.
This is interesting. Down Under not going for a tag immediately, trying to catch Chris Basso, maybe with his jackhammer. Chris Basso, though.
Dragon suplex there by Chris Basso.
Perfectly done. Down Under landing high and tight on his head and neck. Cover now. Both legs are hooked. Kick out at 2. This is just not good for Down Under right now. Not good for our ACW Heavyweight Champion.
Not good at all. But you know who it is good for?
It's good for the Old Guard.
The Old Guard, exactly right.
Good for the RCW Grand Champion. Oh, double axe handle there. And I don't know if the referee saw that, but just a cheap shot on Tommy Knight by Dean Brady. Tommy Knight is just getting angrier and angrier on the outside, but there's nothing he can do.
Absolutely not. Now, Dean Brady going to work on that clearly, I'm not going to go so far to say injured, but weakened shoulder of Down Under there.
Yeah, it's certainly compromised. It's just good tag team continuity. Both members of the Old Guard signaling that they're going to go after that rotator cuff, that shoulder on the left arm of Down Under. There we go, another quick tag made. Here comes the Grand Champion yet again, Chris Basso. Tomahawk chop. And this one could be all over before Tommy Knight even gets back in the ring, Caden.
You never know.
You'd hate to count out Down Under. Oh!
Vicious shoulder breaker there by Chris Basso.
Yeah, you don't see that version of the shoulder breaker pulled out very often.
That's why they call him world class.
Hold on, watch out now. Chris Basso signaling something. High offense. He's entering the high rent district up on the top rope there.
Picture perfect moonsault, but nobody home there for Chris Basso.
The pool was empty on that occasion. Down Under rolling out of harm's way. Chris Basso now needs to make a tag to Dean Brady. Likewise, Down Under's got to find Tommy Knight.
And Tommy Knight seething on the outside, just saying, tag me in, Down Under, tag me in.
Down Under's going the wrong way. He's going to the wrong corner. Clearly out of sorts, clearly still not feeling 100%. Favoring that shoulder, but he's got to find out where Tommy Knight is sooner rather than later, perhaps.
Here we go, now Down Under Chris Basso going blow for blow, toe to toe here. Big pump kick.
Chris Basso lines up Down Under now, went for that lariat. Down Under, springboard cross body perfectly found its mark. Now opportunity finds itself. The tag is made.
Both men get the tag.
But you got to think Tommy Knight, the freshest of them all, has been on the outside for the longest time. Death Valley driver. Cover now, kick out.
Lines up Chris Basso and then now goes over to Dean Brady.
This is massive. This is our main event here. This is the Old Guard against Tommy Knight and Down Under. And watch Tommy Knight!
Takes both members of the Old Guard down with authority.
There's a reason they call him the last heavyweight. You won't see anyone else do what Tommy Knight does. The momentum carrying both members of the Old Guard, but Chris Basso able to make the save.
And really, what a night we've had here tonight, Angus. What a night. Huge implications all leading into our next event in a couple of weeks back at the Estonian Hall.
Yeah, we'll be back at the Estonian Hall for Collision Course. Make sure you check our social medias for all the info on that one. But watch Tommy Knight now. Sends Dean Brady to the outside, but Brady's got the legs. Brady's got the legs. Sends Tommy Knight out also. And watch.
Here comes Chris Basso.
The engineer Tope Suicida. And there's one man left in the ring. He's our ACW Heavyweight Champion.
Here we go. Down Under.
The backpacker killer.
Down Under gonna fly.
The Outback Legend takes to the sky. Senton Atomico from Down Under.
My sentiments exactly. Holy shit.
These four combatants are leaving nothing in the ring. And the referee now getting back in, starting his count. Down Under first to his feet.
Sends Dean Brady back in.
Don't forget Tommy Knight, Dean Brady, still the legal men. Now the tag's made. Here comes our champion. And looking to finish things here once and for all with Dean Brady, perhaps.
We're going for that air raid crash.
Yeah, we've seen Down Under use this one time and time again. Maybe not, maybe not. I'm not sure what Down Under was going for there, but Dean Brady able to slide out of harm's way, catches him with that spear, and now
Chris Basso goes up again. Could we see it?
Whoa, the height! Almost an over-rotation there from Chris Basso, but enough to make the cover. 2 count again. This is unbelievable, Caden Cornell.
What a match. What a match we've seen. What a main event.
We are privileged to be here to bring this to you. I just know this is going to be one of those matches in years to come. People look back and say, that match happened. That happened at ACW. That match happened in an Adelaide Championship Wrestling ring, and I myself could not be prouder of that fact.
Absolutely. My sentiments exactly. But back to the match. We've got Dean Brady and Down Under going toe-to-toe here, but Chris Basso's moving up the top.
Hey, watch Dean Brady. Oh, watch Down Under.
Oh, my God!
Down Under, belly to belly, off the top rope. Tommy Knight, watch him here.
For a man of Down Under size, he should not be able to move that quick.
He is no stranger to high-risk offense. Follows it up with a top rope leg drop. Chris Basso,
is this it?
Cover and just broken up in the nick of time by Dean Brady.
Just at the last second. Dean Brady doing what a good soldier does.
Referee checking in on Chris Basso.
But look at this. Look at the sight that's in the ring right now. Look at these two gargantuan mountains of men.
Yeah, this is meat madness right here. Oh my God. Just blow for blow.
Listen to the sound on these forearms, Angus. It's got to be like getting hit with a hammer.
Oh, Jesus!
With the size of Tommy Knight's arms, it's got to be like getting hit with a hammer.
Sledgehammer. Because Tommy Knight is just a massive, massive man. You could screen a movie off his back. That's how big he is. Watch him, watch him, watch him. And Dean Brady catches Tommy Knight. Oh my God.
Massive, massive uppercut there from the muscle mercenary.
Is he strong enough?
Gets the big man on his shoulders, but to no avail.
Hold on. Wait for that German. Watch. Dean Brady now gets, oh my God.
Is he going to get him up?
He's trying. He's trying.
Oh my God!
Is that a tour of the islands?
Tour of the islands indeed.
Are you kidding me? Dean Brady, where is he pulling this out from? On a cross chop from Chris Basso. Muscle Mercenary and the Engineer back to their feet now. Watch this, watch this. The old guard trying to take control here. Counters out, both men. Dueling brain busters. Oh, dare I say one brain buster, one jack, hammer, cover, cover. Oh, wait.
And Violet Blitz on the outside.
Yeah, was that not 3? Violet Blitz dragging referee Josh Stewart out, and she is out of here.
What the hell was that for?
Come on, how well deserved is that? Finally some decent officiating
This
here
is
tonight.
unbiased, unfair,
Yeah, you're right, it is unbiased.
dodgy officiating from referee Joshua.
How is that unbiased? How is that biased? She dragged him out by his legs. Come on. Hold on. Watch Chris Basso thrust kick. And now, oh no.
Could be going for the Sega Mega Driver.
No, jack, knife cover, 2, 3.
And that's it!
Are you kidding me?
What an upset! What an upset!
Down Under, the ACW Heavyweight Champion, has just pinned Chris Basso, the RCW Grand Champion. You heard that right.
Wow. It's amazing to hear. I mean, obviously we know that Chris Basso and Downunder are scheduled to go one-on-one in a few short weeks' time at RCW's Key to the City. You got to think the complications of tonight's match maybe playing on the mind of the Engineer after this.
Hey, I could not be more happy. We've got the resolution from that interference at our last event, and Down Under victorious, building momentum and firmly planting the flag of ACW here tonight.
Exactly.
I could not be prouder of our champion right now.
Absolutely. But unfortunately, this does bring us to the end of tonight's broadcast. But
Oh, wait.
Oh, hang on. Wait a minute.
I hate to interrupt you, Caden Cornell, but out of the corner of my eye, the old guard have some steel chairs, and they're just wailing now on their opponents. The chair just bent across the back of Down Under.
Look at the force.
Now what's this all about? Come on.
This is what's called making a statement, Angus.
No, this is called being a sore loser, Caden Cornell. Chris Basso can't.
I don't see two losers right now, Angus. I see the old guard kicking the absolute shit out of Tommy Knight and Down Under. That's what I see.
Well,
I'm not seeing a couple of losers.
I saw Down Under get that jackknife pin on Chris Basso after the microphone.
Chris Basso calling for a microphone now.
Chris Basso came over to
And even
announce
Violet Blitz is getting involved. Look at this.
Chris Basso asking for his belt. I don't have your belt, Chris. I don't have it. I don't have either belt. Chris Basso just barking orders here. This is just bedlam right now, Caden Cornell.
Absolute bedlam. Absolute bedlam. And Chris Basso coming back out.
ACW belt's over there.
It's over there.
It's over there. Does he forget where he is tonight? This is ACW. This is not RCW.
What a sight to see. Look at that. Now that right there, Angus, is something that I would personally love to see. Chris Basso, the undisputed ACW, Emerald Crowd, whatever it is, the undisputed South Australian Wrestling Champion.
That's what you'd have to call it, right? This is just disgusting behavior. To do this inside an ACW ring, to do this at an ACW event, the disrespect. Absolute disrespect. referring to trial by Stone a few weeks ago.
You think I can give you a shot at this? How about this one? On the 28th of June, at the Estonian Hall, how about we make it Seabass 2 belts? And we put the ACW Heavyweight Championship on the line. Huh? I didn't ask you.
Oh, hang on. Wait a minute.
Mr. Cliff is here. He's got the briefcase. And he's got referee Alex Alexson. What's he doing? What's he doing? Wow, okay. So much to analyze here with Mr. Cliff. We know about his involvement with the old guard, of course. And this makes me sick, Kaden Cornell, because for the last 2 years, every single Riot City Wrestling event has ended with this music, and tonight we end ACW Behind Enemy Lines. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. We will see you on June 28th for Collision Course at the Estonian Hall, but until then, for the voice of ACW, Kaden Cornell,
You got it right.
I've been the historian Angus Ardacey. Until then, farewell for now, but not forever.